Camera's on. Everything's on.
All right, good. So I don't have to touch anything?
I would say just hold it from the top here.
Hold it there? Okay, cool. Okay.
Meet my wife and my daughter. On the side.
Okay, guys, let's do this real quick.
First Avenue.
I'm gonna stand here.
Oh yeah, that by the church.
Hi, how are you?
Can you take a picture? How's it going?
Good. Hi, I'm Maria.
I think I remember that because I saw the picture.
Cameras, and I'll get
You want to be here? Or? Yep. Okay. All right.
close up, bring it close in.
Yep.
Bring it close, guys.
Close. All right, let's
That's
go.
good. You can stand a little bit back, right where he is.
All right,
Is
good.
that safe for you?
Yeah.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Charlton D'Souza. I'm the president of Passengers United. The spelling of my name is C as in cat, H as in house, A as in apple, R as in rain, L as in light, T as in tag, O as in orange, N as in navel, and then it's D'Souza, D as in dog, S as in school, O as in orange, U as in union, Z as in zebra. So right now, today, we're here at the subway station because we're calling on the MTA and the governor, and we're also calling on our elected officials to address the safety concerns in the subway. And as you all know, Michelle Go on Saturday was pushed to her death. And we still have not gotten concrete answers from our elected officials on what they're going to be doing down here in terms of how many social workers are in the subway at any given time and how many are being reached out to. And also there was an incident yesterday on an R train where the Guardian Angels helped 2 female victims where a guy took a knife to them and he exposed himself to them. And they were able, the Guardian Angels was able to stop the train right away, and they were able to get the police. Now here's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned because the NYPD let the guy escape. They didn't arrest him, they just took him out of the train, they patted him down, and they didn't hold him until the sergeant came and made a determination. That is a serious problem. So the reason why today we're saying that the subways should be closed from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. is to give the outreach teams, the homeless outreach teams, some 2 hours so they can be in the system and they can talk to the homeless and get them in shelters. Because the way the situation is right now down here, train crews are getting assaulted, conductors are getting assaulted, passengers are getting robbed. One passenger was robbed with a gun on Sunday. He was pistol whipped at the West 4th Street station. Then yesterday, a homeless man was found dead on an A train, which is ridiculous. And that wasn't even on the news. That didn't even make the news. So the police need to be down here, but that's not the only solution. We need more cameras. In fact, every subway car, there should be a camera. That's a no-brainer. And every subway station should have private security. And that's what we're pushing for. So I don't know if you saw the MT property protection agents that were here earlier. They provide security for any MT equipment or property. And I told the MT chairman that they should hire 400 security guards down here to at least provide coverage so that if something happens, you know, the employees kind of can, you know, call the police and they can intervene. So just now when I was on my way here, I witnessed a robbery. Well, it was kind of the aftermath of the robbery. What happened was I was coming up out of the turnstiles and I heard a commotion. And the woman who was speaking Spanish told me that a man robbed her of $20 when she was trying to refill a MetroCard. So the thing is, you see police, but the police officers, you know, I feel sorry for them because they've been put in a situation where, you know, there's so many laws now, they're handcuffed. But that's no excuse for for enforcing the laws that are still on the books. So what we need is our new police officers from the academy. We need them to be, you know, proactive. Put your body camera on and do your job. You will be protected if your body camera is on and you're doing everything within the legal guidelines of the law. And I would say to the police officers, call your sergeant, radio a sergeant or radio a supervisor. Do not let a person go who, you know, exposed himself to It is dangerous down here. It's even dangerous for the news crews, believe it or not, because they're being assaulted, things are happening to them, and the passengers down here are fed up. And I would say to everyone watching this on the news or on YouTube, I would say to them to please call your elected officials immediately and tell them that you want safety down here. Because if you're paying a fare of $275, you deserve to be safe in the subway. And there should be a guarantee from our government that if you ride the subway and if you're an elderly person or a woman, you will be protected from point A to point B. Right now, that's not happening. The train crews are being assaulted every night. We're getting reports from the Rail Control Center that trains are stopping in the tunnels because there's individuals shooting up needles, injecting themselves. Many of them are just strung out on, whatever they're using. So it's a very sad situation down here. And right now, we need leadership. So Passengers United, we've been criticized. People said that we are fare mongering. And you know what I say to that? I say that's ridiculous. When Michelle Go came down in the subway and she was trying to get from point A to point B, she didn't come down here to die. So any elected official who says that is not doing their job, and technically they should not even be in office. So for them to make a statement like that, that is incompetency. I'm sorry. And I'm a Democrat, and I don't want to get too political here, but I have to say, right now, the elected officials, I understand they're trying to be fair and they're trying to be objective, because 20 years ago, there was a lot of abuses. A lot of things happened with the police. But right now, we're in a situation where, listen, anyone can go on the subway right now, they can jump the fare, they can rob someone, and that's it, nothing's being done. To me, that's not fair to the victims. What about the victims? What about the passengers? What about the taxpayers who are working 2 minimum wage jobs to support themselves? So what I'm saying to our government officials is, we have to, in order for New York City to come back, we have to respect people, we have to make it safe, and if we don't get the situation under control in the subways now, the subways, this city is gone. I will tell you that the city it will take us maybe 3 or 4 years longer for us to recover from the COVID situation. So what I'm saying to the mayor, the governor, and all the people is that call your elected officials, send them emails, and confront them. If you see them at a meeting, go up to them, tell them how you feel about this. Because you know what's happening, there's a lot of people telling the elected officials, oh, the subways are safe. Oh, people are just, scared. And, I'm scared. I'm a grown man. And I'll be honest with you, I'm scared of what I'm going to do if I have to intervene in a situation. And I've already chased people in the subways. I've already held people down. That's not my job. I'm not trained to do that. We run Passengers United. We're putting ourselves in danger. So what I want to do right now is I want to let Mike Bono, who's a homeless expert, and he can talk a lot about the inner workings of why the shelters are not working in terms of the vouchers and those issues. He's an expert on this. He knows more than I do on this. So I want him to come up and just say a few words. And
Can I just say the camera is not...
no, that's good.
It's good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mike.
How you guys doing? My name is Mike Bonanno, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, last name Bonanno, B-O-N-A-N-O. We're here again today because, Michelle Go lost her life, and Eric Adams just made a claim that he's actually scared to take the subway himself. This is coming from our mayor. New York City, he has a high security entourage with him, as well as being a retired cop. If he's scared to take the subway, where does that leave the rest of us as the general public? Anything. We're even in a worse predicament than him. All right, they do need social workers out here. We need, a lot of these social workers out here. He has this SOS program that he wants to produce to get the homeless off of the subways and off of the streets and put them into safer shelters. Where are these safer shelters that they're talking about? They're not even built yet. So how are you going to put them into safer shelters that aren't even built? Where's the social workers that are gonna take care of them? There's no social workers, so we're going back to policing them. Anything. A lot of the homeless do not want to go into shelters because it's not safe there. Anything. They choose to live in the streets. They choose to sleep in the streets because going into the shelters is worse for them. Anything. As far as vouchers, housing vouchers, you know, we had a big fire in the Bronx. We had 2 big fires in the Bronx. A lot of people lost their lives. It's great that, you know, Governor Hochul is going to give them all of these vouchers to get them into the hotels and get them into permanent housing. But we also have people that have been in shelters who've been burnt down and evicted for years now. So, you know, me as a homeless advocate and also as a homeless person, I'm pushed back to the bottom of the line because, you know, of a fire. Anything. Myself, I lost my apartment years ago, 4 years ago. All right, I had no heat, no hot water. I took my landlord to court. We fought for the last 6 months. So we've been on the news and everything else. Fought for this to try to keep our apartment. We never were able to keep our apartment. All right, slumlords like him are still going around doing this. I moved out, moved into a shelter, and my junk mail, which still went to my old address, some lady that is renting the apartment now contacted me through social media. She's going through the same issue. I looked up my landlord, anything which has been doing the same thing for the last years dated all the way back to 1973.